Hello, cousin. I am Uncle Mike, your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle, and this is year 3, week 18 of my YouTube channel. And I'm doing something a little different this week in that I live stream the Sunday after my gallbladder surgery, and so I am going to use that for my weekly vlog because during that weekly or that live stream, I really talked about what I wanted to talk about for the week. So please enjoy the live stream. Good Sunday morning, everybody. Hello, I am Uncle Mike, your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle. And as you can see, yes, I am still alive here. It has been a very interesting week for me and my family. A lot has been going on here, and so yeah, it's a beautiful morning here in South Carolina as I look out the window, and everything is going good. As you can see, I am smiling. I am happy. I am healthy, and so yeah, let me just talk about why I have been away here for a week. If you caught my live stream a week ago, I made sure that I said what I was going to say about being gone, and that was because I had my first surgery, and it was also the first time that I had gone under general anesthesia, which is basically where they put you to sleep. So I'll talk about that. I'm actually going to make probably a YouTube short about what that experience was like, because it's a very surreal experience. People, oh, I got something in my, so very surreal. And Captain Maddie, what's up, Captain Maddie? Thumbs up, because you are amazing. Good morning. It's good to see you, Captain Maddie. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, it was a very surreal experience being put under general anesthesia. Like I said, I will make a probably a YouTube short because that's kind of the experience. It's kind of like a YouTube short, so yeah. So oh, thank you, Camel. What's up, or as I like to call you, Danger. Good to see you, cousin. Oh yeah, and Camel, at some point we'll need to maybe talk about once your family is and our families are comfortable. I think we need to make a road trip. If you know what I mean, that means we need to make a road trip. So, but yeah, everything is good. So the topics kind of today are going to be a new game that is coming out. We're going to talk also about Kona, our three-legged dog. So I'm not really gonna play a game this morning. It was more of a chat because I'm gonna tell you I'm still getting a little tired, and sitting for a kind of periods still gets me a little, well, for a better term, tired and discomfort. So yeah, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk about a game, talk about some things, and probably have a shorter stream here. But I just wanted to let everybody know that doing well, happy, healthy, even though I do have a little organ now gone from my body. But everything is going good. Probably get back up to speed with doing YouTube and all of that, and get back on track here with live streaming and probably consistently here, or maybe with a little bit different schedule. I'm not sure. I really like this Sunday morning, the hump day stuff in the evenings, a little bit more difficult for me. So might change that a bit. But so yeah, so let me talk about gallbladder surgery. Let me just kind of give you the experience. The experience was pretty interesting. Like I said, first time I had ever been under general anesthesia, and your favorite uncle is been around now for half a century. So I am just over 50 years old, and I've never been under general anesthesia, never broken a bone, never had surgery. Yeah, I had stitches and that type of stuff. So just skin stuff. right, done, but nothing where your anesthesiologist, who is the kind of the most important person in your life at the time, basically is going to put you under and hopefully bring you back. And so, but it's a weird experience, and the reason being is because I have no recollection of the surgery. It literally happens in the blink of an eye. So I went into yeah, I'll talk about that because that also is kind of a weird sensation every once in a while, camel. But so I went into the surgical center. I was pretty worked up because I had known I'm on blood pressure medicine, and I knew that my blood pressure when I even went to the office for my pre-op, which was about 10 days before surgery, that I was nervous and stuff because my blood pressure was really high. It was, if you go back on my YouTube videos in year one, I can't remember the actual video, but there was a video I did. It was actually during the week of the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11, and so I thought it would be funny to go sit in those chairs, that they've got at the grocery store and check your blood pressure and make me feel, that was kind of like the theme, make me feel like, oh yeah, I'm suiting up to go to the moon and all this kind of stuff, and check my blood pressure, because year one, 2019, was the year that I basically lost most of the weight. And actually, I did lose all the weight. And so I did that, and my blood pressure was crazy high. It was reading like 180 over 140. You need to go see your doctor right now. You're about to die. That's what all the machines said. We went to Walmart and bought more machines and all that kind of stuff. Well, my blood pressure was even higher, was about that high when I went to my pre-op meeting. So then I went to my general doctor, and it was down a little bit. And so we went back on blood pressure medicines. I was on blood pressure medicine while I was losing the weight, but then I lost so much weight that my blood pressure got too low. So I went off the blood pressure. Well, now I had this, when we went into the surgical center that morning, they asked me, hey, Mom. Hi, Mom. Good to see you, cousin. You are amazing. And so, yeah, I got into the surgical center, and they they took my blood pressure, and it was like 210 over 150, which is like you're gonna die hypertension. And they even asked me. They said, "Well, how's on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you, or whatever, that you want to actually like run out of the building?" And I wasn't scared of the surgery. My dad is a medical doctor. My mom is a nurse, or they were. They don't practice anymore. So I was never scared of medicine, and I'm an engineer and stuff, and so and I mainly trust people unless you give me a reason not to trust you. So wow, Captain Maddie, that is amazing. Wow, well, good for you, Captain Maddie. That's intense. And so got there, blood pressure was crazy, but I guess it wasn't something that they were overly concerned about, because when Dr. Richter, who was my anesthesiologist, came in and talked to me, and he had a great bedside manner, and he was an older guy and all that. He's like, we're going to give you some stuff to calm you down and all that kind of stuff. So they got me all prepped. Actually, one of my worst bruises, and still a little swollen. It won't show up on camera, but it has a little dark spot there. You can kind of see it right there. That's where my IV was. And so they got me all plugged in the IV, and I was like, well, if you're plugging me into IV, I guess we're going to do the surgery. And they wheeled me into the OR. And then the interesting thing is so then Dr. Richter was, it's just like in the movies, right? They're back over here over your head. So when you're looking up at the ceiling, you see, your anesthesiologist looking over you upside down, and he looks at me, looks down at me, and he takes the thing over your mouth, and he puts that over my face, and he's like, "No, you don't have any issues with stuff just like over your face." And I would imagine some people might have oh, what would you call it? Like maybe in claustrophobia or something, right? With something like that over their face, because it looks like, it's going over your face. But me being a pilot and stuff like that, I've worn oxygen masks and all that kind of stuff, and so I don't have any claustrophobia. And I was like, no, doc, I actually, for years I actually slept with a CPAP machine, and it was. I do remember this, and he just goes, well, that's probably the last thing we're going to talk about. And he put it over my face, and he told me then to take some deep breaths, and I took some deep breaths. And literally, the next thing is I hear Colleen, who's my recovery nurse, going, Mr. Kovacs, how you feeling? And I'm just like, okay, that was the weirdest thing in my life, because literally from CPAP, take deep breaths, to Colleen then saying, how you feeling? I had no recollection. It was fascinating. Red Rum, good morning, cousin. You are amazing. And so, yeah, it was, and then she asked me, how you feeling? And, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain level? And I'll tell you guys that after the surgery, I was expecting more. It was not it was not what I expected. I was expecting to be in much more discomfort and at least and pain, right? But the pain in my chest and my belly was about a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, Red Rum. It's fascinating, right? The science is fascinating. What we can do with that kind of stuff. How we fool our brains. But the interesting thing, I guess, with the surgery. So I had laparoscopic. I can't even tell you what the second word is in gallbladder surgery. It's like schema. I don't know. It's probably some Latin, Greek word or something like that. But basically, laparoscopic is they stuck 3 tools just under my right rib cage. They stuck 3 basically little tools, stuck them right in me. I have no stitches, just stuck them in me. And then they basically stuck another tube with a camera right up my belly button. So pretty fascinating stuff. So, so the pain in my belly was nothing. But what they do in this surgery, and gallbladder surgery is actually, I think, the most popular surgery that is done, right, by general surgeons, right? I think it's the number 1. But I guess reading about it, what they do is they fill you with air. They pump you full of air. And so when I went back to see my family physician here after the surgery just this past week, and he has a nurse, Lori, and the nurse is fantastic. I mean, she's great. And she said, well, I've been in the OR a couple times when they do laparoscopic surgery, and she was like, Mike, you don't want to see what you look like. And I can only imagine, me, 240 pounds, naked on an OR table, and then bloated up with air. I probably look like some type of dead elephant seal. But that was actually what hurt the most, was because the air, it's not like being a scuba diver. It's not really like you have the bins or anything, but you get filled up with this air, and so the worst pain coming out of recovery was my right shoulder. I totally wiped out my left shoulder in a motorcycle accident in college, sport bike. So, and it literally felt like that. It literally felt like I separated my shoulder on the right side. And so, yeah, that was the worst. And it went away after about 2-3 hours. So, but yeah, everything is good. It's a fascinating experience to be under general anesthesia, and to see Captain Maddie here say that 23 surgeries under their belt. Oh, wow. It's the good thing is you don't feel the actual procedure, but you got to deal with everything afterwards. So, yeah, I am half shaved on my belly. Yeah, it hasn't started to itch or anything yet. The wounds are actually healing really nice. I do have a little bruising around my belly button, So it seems like there's a little bit of blood pooling there and stuff like that under the skin and all that kind of stuff. But that's, of course, where I had my flat tire from when I was fat. Well, heavy. So, so everything is good. I started walking longer distances yesterday, which can get us into another topic here. So, but yeah, that everything is good. Fascinating experience. I'm going to probably make my weekly vlog will probably also be about the surgery and stuff, but I am also going to make a YouTube short about that because it is absolutely fascinating what people probably, if I had a face-to-face with Captain Maddie and I said, well, what's it like, Captain Maddie? And Captain Maddie says, yeah, you basically go under and you wake up, right? And you have no recollection. Well, that is exactly what happened. It was incredible, right? I have to admit. And also my gallbladder surgery was kind of an elective surgery. Well, Captain Maddie, to you, hope everything goes well, Captain Maddie. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty neat, but yeah, everything is good. But the gallbladder, like I said, it was more of elective surgery that I had, just because I had in the ultrasound, which I also posted. I actually made a GIF on my Giphy account and all that kind of stuff. I really had some mostly sludge and just some really, really fine gallbladder stones on there. So I decided, well, why deal with it later when I'm older, and go ahead and deal with it now and get it out and go ahead and do the adaptation and what do you want to call it, the adaptation of my diet and all of that kind of stuff now, rather than having to do it later in life. And so that's kind of the neat science now that I am going to enjoy, is, as I call it, what foods can I eat that I basically don't make rocket fuel out my ass, right? That's now, because if I, supposedly what the gallbladder, obviously does is it stores bile that your liver creates, so you can really break down the big fatty foods. And so that's I have not really made rocket fuel yet, so I think I'm doing okay here. But I've been pretty much on liquids and soft food and all that kind of stuff, and eating small meals, which I have done in the past to also lose weight and that type of stuff and get more healthy. So we'll see. But being a scientist and an engineer and stuff, I will actually enjoy trying foods and then seeing if I make rocket fuel out my ass after I eat that type of food. So, yeah, I'll probably make some YouTube videos about it. So, all right. So, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, well, oh, yeah. You as mom, as the, creator of underripe humans, I've kind of moved away from using the term vagina poop, Mom. I kind of like underripe humans now. I don't like to eat underripe fruit, and I also don't like to eat underripe humans. So I figured that was a much better term. So maybe a little bit more politically correct, Mom, because I like vagina poop. So no, I like to use the term vagina poop. So yeah, get that fast food in me. Oh man, that would shit. I could join SpaceX and I could fuel up their rockets probably if I had a bunch of fast food and all that. So crotch goblins, that's your term. God, for some reason I just have not put that in my brain. Crotch goblins. Yep, that is a good one. I like that too. So but yeah, I've been taking longer walks here. I've just been really mostly tired. I saved my opiate pain pills for well, I really saved those for when I watch Red Rum stream, and his PUBG stream is just uberly painful. I can pop an oxy, and maybe it won't be so painful. All the love to you, Red Rum. So, because if you see in the background, there it is, right? All right, all the love, all the love. But yeah, so I've just been really mostly tired here, just mostly tired, and so yeah. But it's been nice to get back out yesterday. I did 2 long walks with the I did 2 long walks yesterday with the three-legged dog, with Kona, she's still asleep too because I walked her, not to death, but I did walk her a whole bunch yesterday, and it felt really good to get back out into nature and to get back on the trail. And it's been beautiful weather here in South Carolina, cool and all that. So it's been really nice, and so of course that kind of got me refreshed and all of that. I getting here into the summer, I'll get back out to Hobbit Hole, where we can then go ahead and really start to get close to really prepping Hobbit Hole for deer season and all of that. So oh, thanks. Yeah, Kona. Yeah, she's good. So, but yeah, so Kona, I walked her till she was uber tired, and I'm going to continue to do that because she's young and she's good. Without that leg and all that kind of stuff, she runs around. Clearly, when she plays and all that, she can spin to the right much easier because she only has her rear left leg. But yeah, she's great. I'm going to probably start to make a playlist or something like that just for her, because it's just fascinating to watch her. I haven't really, I've taken some slow-mo of her with my phone and stuff like that, but it's actually when you see her move and jump, especially when she comes flying in the back door after being outside and she's just so excited and all of that kind of stuff. It's really interesting to see her move because of that. When you see something weird in the world, or not even weird, just different in the world, it catches your eye and you're like, wow, I wonder what they have to do to adapt, right? And now I've got to adapt my my diet, and Kona had to adapt how her mobility walking on on 3 legs. And it's fascinating to see her run and jump and all that, because where she needs to position herself, right? Position herself to to make the movement. And so it's pretty cool. She has now learned, I guess, a way to balance on her front leg. So after, I know this is way too much information, but but after she goes poop, most dogs like scratch. We call it scratchy. And so now she does it a little bit. I think she actually kind of like leans forward. What it looks like is she leans forward and kind of balances on her front paws so she could actually kick her one back leg, right? So she's learned to do that, because that's still in her brain to do, right? Is to do that behavior of kind of stir up my sit and get in the air and let people know this is my house. It's my house, man. It's where I did some poo-poo. So yeah, very, very cool. So but yeah, I probably will do some videos with her, because I want to slow it down. I want to take it at like 240 frames and just see what her motion is like and what it's like, because it actually is adorable. That's the best way to put it, Mom. Yes, it is. It is just adorable. But to me, being an engineer and a scientist and stuff, it's just fascinating to me to see that. And even like I said, my surgery and all that was fascinating and so interesting about what they do. And I'm so glad that I guess I'll say that I live in these eras of people coming up with new techniques, because I don't know when it was, maybe in the 70s, 80s, I'm not sure. They had to split you open to take out your gallbladder. It was real open surgery. And now with just basically it's like this, right? They go like kind of like this with 3 devices and 1 camera, and then they get up in there and do a little cutting and snipping and cutting the gallbladder off the liver, and then crimping off basically the tubes that the gallbladder got its stuff and secreted its stuff, and then you got 3 or 4 holes left in you with no stitches, so, and no drains either. I thought maybe I might have a drain, since I had the fat, that I would have a drain or something, but no drain, no stitches, nothing like that. So absolutely amazing. So, all right. Well, let's. I am getting a little tired, but Danger, aka Thirsty Camel, you just gotta play. You gotta play Battlefield with us to understand why I call him Danger. Battlefield 6. Might have to play that. But Danger, I'm sorry. You asked a question about do you feel like something's missing, and it's interesting because I'm gonna say yes. And the reason being is actually yesterday we Conan and I did a big walk, and then we actually met friends, and then we walked around a craft fair with Kona, so got more walk, and then we went out to lunch, and I had some shrimp, just some grilled, I guess, shrimp, a little bit of hummus and all that, just trying things out here, right? Seeing if I can make rocket fuel later on. I didn't. And while we're driving home, I even told Cindy, I was like, Cindy, this might be not real, but it feels like up underneath, well, up underneath here, it was like there was like a muscle moving, like I could feel like this like pulsation afterwards. And I was like, I don't know, but I've never felt that before right there. So it almost felt like the muscles were trying to release the bile, like from the gallbladder, but there's nothing there. And so I like could feel it. So yeah, I actually did feel a little bit like something actually was, I guess I'll say missing, right? So, but yeah, fascinating stuff. Like I said, I'm probably going to make a little YouTube short about that experience. And then I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about this week on my normal weekly video. Probably something about, adapting or, changing and that type of stuff. But one of the things I do want to do before I go away, and like I said, this is going to be a short little just coffee stream here. But because just sitting and stuff just still gets me a little, just discomfort. It's not pain by any means. But one of the things is there is a new game coming out here called Open Country. If you've been following my live streams, I am going to declare to you, so you kind of see. If you haven't kind of noticed it, you might have, but my video gaming, I try to tie it in. So I started playing, the Hunter Call of the Wild because it was right after hunting season, and so it kind of just fit right into my YouTube videos from the end of last year. And then I started playing a video game that was about hunting, and I really like Hunter Call of the Wild. It's just a fun jump on it, shoot some stuff. The ballistics are nice. It's a slow paced game, so I can chat with you, cousin, while I'm playing the game. It's not like something that's super fast paced where I can't look down at chat or we can talk about other things. It really reminded me of hunting, which hunting is, if you've never been hunting, and you need to go hunting with Uncle Mike sometime, because hunting is like 95% bullshit, right? It's kind of like sailing, which I'm also a sailor. It's also kind of like flying. Those activities, hunting, sailing, camping, right? Flying, they're kind of like 95% bullshit. Or as in sailing, as we say, it's like 95, it's like hours and hours of boredom followed by seconds of terror. That's what can happen, right? Weather, waves, all this kind of stuff. So very similar. That's one of the reasons why I liked Hunter Call of the Wild, is because I could sit there and chat with you, cousin, and all that, and then there's an animal, and there literally is an animal outside the Uncle Mike studio here, because Kona is now up and about. So, but yeah, that's what's fun about the game. But there's been this what do you want to call it? A theme, a progression, where I played Hunter the Call of the Wild, and then I wanted to change maps, so then I got onto X-Plane and we flew. Um, and we flew to a different map in Hunter the Call of the Wild, and then I was like, well, I want to do something a little different. So I started putting Twitter posts out there about pictures from my cousin in Hope County. And so we need to go to Hope County. And so we flew the plane into Hope County. And Hope County is the fictitious Montana county in the game Far Cry 5, one of my favorite games of all time. So, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, the duck hunting in Hunter Call of the Wild, I'll tell you, is kind of crap. Hopefully they fix it, Red Rum, because I do like duck hunting, especially if it's like sporting. If the duck hunting is like sporting clays. I've done sporting clays, which is really a lot of fun in real life, and so I've done this progression in my video gaming, and I will continue to do that. So there is a new game coming out called Open Country. It's coming out May 20th on the PC, so I'm getting it on May 20th. So like I have to do on X-Plane, I will be playing it on my PC, not on my Xbox. And yeah, they've got a trailer. The game has been pretty quiet, cousin. I'm going to tell you, it's been pretty quiet. There's not a lot of press or anything about this game. And on the Discord, actually just the other day, somebody asked about that. It's like, why have I not seen any stuff about this game? I mean, I'm looking, I'll show you. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. Here we go. I'm on this. This is their YouTube channel. It's coming out by 505 Games, so it's not like just some like indie, people. It's coming out by 505 Games. This is their YouTube channel, and they have a May 20th release. They've got their announcement trailer. There's some other videos that they posted on YouTube and or not on YouTube, on Twitter and Facebook and Discord. But this is like their one thing, and they've got like 20 subscribers on this channel. And so yeah, what I wanted to do before I finished here, cousin, because it looks like everybody's waking up here in the house, is go ahead and show you this, talk a little bit about the game here just for a little bit. I might even do kind of a preview review of what I know of this game. So yeah, let's just go ahead and watch the trailer here, and then we'll talk for a little bit more.
I'm home, the open country.
So it looks interesting. I will tell you, it does look interesting. It does look a little arcadey, which might be a fun change rather than some uber realistic. But I mean, it's by Epic Games, 505 Games. So very interesting as to why this hasn't gotten a lot of press and all of this. But being on the Discord, I can tell you basically what it looks to me is a blend of... I haven't played very many survival games really, except for Minecraft. So it basically looks like a blend of Hunter Call of the Wild with a element of survival. So there is like stamina and temperature and food and energy. There is, the developers have announced there are about 30 missions that you can do in it. The game's basically endless. So you just kind of go out in the open country and stuff. I do know there are seasons, but the maps change for the season. Not the one map changes for the season, but the map changes. So I think it's different topography and stuff. So it looks like a hunting game with a survival element. to it, which to me is what I like to do as a hobby. I like to be outdoors. I like the science, the natural sciences. I like hunting. I like camping and that kind of stuff. So I am here. I am waving at Aunt Cindy. Hello, Aunt Cindy. Hi. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it, and so I've gotten most of their screenshots and been reading most about the information that just giving Cindy my producer giving her the little thing that I'm almost done, just a little bit. And so yeah, I have gotten screenshots. I've been reading up about the user interface, and so I know there's rabbits and fox and bear and elk, and I know there's rifle. I know there's bow. I know the seasons change, the maps change. I know there's crafting, so you can craft. They just announced that one of the developers was playing, and he was just admiring the river because he wanted to make a animated GIF of it, and he got attacked by a bear in the game, and he died. So you can die in the game, and then people started talking about, well, if you had noticed the bear, what would have happened? And he said, well, if I might have been able to fend off the bear, then I might have been able to craft bandages and a leg splint. So it seems like it's a kind of just a fun, outdoorsy game with a survival element and hunting and exploration and all of that. So I am looking forward to it, and so I will probably get together the assets that I have, the screenshots and the videos and stuff and the information that I've collected, and maybe I will do one of my weekly vlogs here coming up will be a kind of a preview of this game, and then we will probably need to take then 3.6 Uncle Mike, my personalized carbon cub in X-Plane, and probably then fly out of Hope County and fly here into the open country here after May 20th, because it releases May 20th on the PC. It is coming to the Xbox. I do know that. I think later in June. So. Oh, okay. Yeah. What tips? Well, as a first-time hunter, I don't know what you're hunting. Are you hunting, deer? Are you hunting small game like rabbit, squirrel, ducks? Are you, using paintballs and hunting, bikini models? So it depends on what you're hunting. But my biggest tip that I can actually give for hunting is to enjoy the outdoors, like literally take it in. And then I guess the other thing I would say is respect for a better term, respect the animals, respect nature, and basically kill them and kill them quickly. Right? I hunt for food. That is what I do. So I am not a sport hunter. I don't have a bunch of trophies. I have no taxidermied stuff in my house. Actually, that's not true. That is completely untrue, and I apologize for that. We ate it, but I caught a striped marlin when I was a kid, and we taxidermied the bill, the bill of that sailfish, or the marlin, striped marlin. So it wasn't that big. It was like 180 pounds, but I was a kid, and it was like, oh, that's amazing. Actually, I was a kid, but I think I was like 14, and it was like, oh, it's amazing. So we taxidermed. I actually still have it upstairs, but I don't have like horns or anything from like my first deer or anything like that. So my two biggest tips for your first time hunting: one, enjoy it, right? Enjoy being outside. enjoy nature and all that, because it's telling you a lot of stuff, and I think you'll understand that when you really start to do it. And that type of stuff is, nature's out there, it's talking to you. There's a lot of learning to go on. And then second is, if you're doing hunting, and so you're going to kill something, kill it fast, right? Respect it for what its purpose is, which is, right, to provide us food and sustenance, right, survival. So all right, so you're hunting a deer. Well, that makes a little bit. So yep. So the other tip I would have then, Cat Maddie, is pick up Hunter Call the Wild, and because it has a great, and it, you watch my stuff, pick up that game, or and learn anatomy, so that way when you know where to shoot. I do actually like, this is going to sound really gross, but your Aunt TJ, the landowner that I hunt on, she and I, she pickles deer heart, and it's good. It is so good, cousin. And so I try to go for lung, right? Not heart, lung. So basically, right, and being a archery or crossbow. So I try to go through the soft tissue. Almost everything then is a through shot, right? And mostly with gun, it's a shock thing, and so the animal goes down and dies really, really quickly. Don't like to blow the heart apart, because we like to eat the heart and stuff like that. So plus, if you go for the hard shot, there's a big chance you're going to hit the shoulder, and there's a lot of good meat there. So, but yes. And I completely also agree with Red Rum here, talking about patience. One of the things that I do is I went out. You can get what's called snap caps. They are basically dummy bullets with spring loaded. So basically, it's a bullet and it has a spring loaded firing cap on it. So you can literally practice your motion of how you load the weapon, how you pull the trigger, all that. You can then do it in the safety of a house and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, continue to point the weapon away from people and all that, even if you're in the house. But that way you can practice, and that is one thing that I'll tell you changed my world last year hunting season, because I practiced to shoot with both eyes open, so I could have better spatial, orientation, especially after the shot, so I could see which way the animal moved if it did move for a little bit. But it also got me to know my breathing cycle, which goes to patience, like Red Rum says, when I want to pull the trigger, when I'm ready for the shot. Because when you pull that shot, you know what you're doing at the other end, Captain Maddie. You know what you're doing at the other end, okay? You're about to kill something. So it's emotional. You watch my videos from last year, you literally, I'm, for better term, I'm crying in them with this dead animal right next to me. So it's a fascinating, again, experience, kind of like my surgery, kind of like all your surgeries. It's a fascinating experience, but you are completely conscious of what you're doing, which also makes it fascinating. But yeah, they're called snap caps, and so I also, this might be a third thing. It's not really a third tip. It's not a tip. It's just what I like small caliber weapons. So I hunt deer with a 243. It's the biggest caliber rifle that I've got. I like that caliber because I can place it. If you go back and watch my hunting videos last year, one was called Killer and one was called, I think, Serial Killer. You can see in that I called out my shots. I literally knew exactly where I hit the animal, right? Because I didn't flinch. That's another thing snap caps can do for you. With that breathing cycle, when you pull that trigger, you can adjust your thinking, and so when you're not thinking about the recoil or the noise or anything like that, you can actually then go through that and learn that process, and so you can literally see the whole shot. It's fascinating. It really is. So, but yeah, keep in mind that hunting is more about you than it is really the activity. You're probably going to learn a lot about yourself. So that's cool. I would like to talk more about that in the future, Captain Maddie. So yeah, we can talk more about that in the future, but I'm going to say that my belly's getting a little discomfort here, sitting here for this long. I usually sit and then walk around, lay down, and all that kind of stuff. So I am going to call this live stream that we are at the end. I appreciate everybody. I've dealt with the bear, so Captain Maddie, I'm going to try to remember that for my next live stream when we talk, Captain Maddie, because you are amazing. But I'm going to go ahead and go. But the answer is yes. I have had several bear encounters, not while hunting, but several bear encounters because I out in the outdoors and stuff like that. So, oh, Captain Maddie, absolutely. Thank you for showing up, everybody. Red Rum, Mom, Thirsty Camel, Danger. All of you, thank you so much for showing up. It's nice to have somebody to chat with that's not right here in the house, that is also has to deal with kind of the stress and stuff of the situation and all that, even though we are happy, but there is a level of stress that comes with it. So yep. Red Rum, are you streaming? Are you going to stream today? I'm going to ask that right here. I'm going to put you on the spot because that way I know if I need to go, pop an oxy. But if you are streaming, I will probably find you later, or maybe if I'm sitting around on my iPad or something like that. So, but yeah, well, please go go check out my other videos. I'm kind of bummed. I was in the process of making some simple machines, and there's a point to why I'm doing all the simple machines in physics and making some fun videos about those. It will come. As you've learned a little bit about Uncle Mike here, you know that I kind of have a point to most of the stuff that I do and all that. So, all right, Red Rum, gotcha. That sucks. That's the shit. But all right, got to make the coin. Take care of that family. I understand. I understand. So, all right. Well, but yeah, check out my other videos. Like this one. Like some of my other videos if you would. Click that like button. Give them a thumbs up. And yeah, thumbs up because you are amazing. I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle. I am Uncle Mike.
It's so beautiful, you and me. We're meant to be in the great outdoors.